Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the finals of the 2024 Olhausen Colorado Classic. This is a fantastic matchup between Pia Filler and Margarita Fefilova. They are lagging for the first break. This is a race to 10 alternate break format. A lag for the first break here, folks. Looks like Margaret has been successful. Let's talk about the match rules here while we wait for my partner in crime, Miss Susan Williams, to jump in the booth with me. These are the match rules. They're going to lag for the first break, which you just saw. This is the alternate break format thereafter. 9-ball does not count on the break in the bottom two pockets. 3 consecutive fouls is a loss of game, and we do use the 3-point break rule here at the WPBA. So Margaret was the winner of the A side in this event, and Pia, you just witnessed on our YouTube channel, Pia had a very tough matchup against Kristina Zlateva, the Slayer, and ended up sneaking out a win in a hill thriller against KZ. So it's been a great tournament for Pia, an excellent event for Margarita Fefilova. We are pretty excited to have these two ladies. Neither of these ladies have ever won a WPBA title event. So this is going to be a first-time winner no matter who wins this event. We're pretty excited to have them. At the moment, we're waiting for the people around us to stop kicking the camera. We're going to let Susan Williams, my co-commentator for this match, get settled into her headset. Once she does, we'll do a little introduction for her. Margaret had a good solid break there. The 1 and the 6 did cross the path. She has a great starting shot on the 1 ball. Susan, thank you for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm super excited to watch this matchup. Both of them, I'm sure, are pretty hungry because neither of them have won an event yet.
Well, based on the final 3, none of the final 3 have ever won a WPBA event.
Right. Shocking, right?
Right. You would think by now one of them, but all 3 of them have made it to the finals previously.
Okay.
Oh, not Pia. Pia has not. I think her best finish is maybe 3rd.
Okay. And Zlateva's made the finals several times, hasn't she?
Yeah, she was definitely in the finals in South Carolina.
Okay.
She was defeated by Allison Fisher, and then she lost a final match against Bean in Iowa.
Okay.
So she's been in the finals a couple times this season.
So they're all hungry.
Mm-hmm. And Margaret has just been right on the cusp of it numerous times. She's got quite a few 3rd and 4th place finishes. She's always right there in the grease at the business end of the event, so I'm excited to see her have a really good chance to take home a WPBA title.
Straight race to 10, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
We went away from the true double elimination quite a while ago. And I do like the single race finals.
Yeah, so you are a fan of that?
I am a fan.
Okay.
I think it's super fun to have a true double elimination, but I think for the viewership and whatnot, I think that the single race finals is better. I mean, sure, if you're on the ace side and you never lost a match and then suddenly you lose in the finals, you feel kind of gypped, so to speak, right? Because you never lost a match until the finals. But I think overall
I also think
better.
you get to have a little bit more of a break by winning the A side. So, you know, even though it a little bit of a disservice, it's also like a bonus, right? Because you get some time to just settle and be prepared and maybe practice if you want.
Right, she was over there practicing hitting balls, staying warmed up. And I'm sure she hits plenty of balls on her time off.
Oh, she's a very diligent worker. She's so disciplined.
Right, you can see it in all of their games.
All right, so she fell a little bit shy of the mark here. I think she would have liked to have gotten to that 4 in the side pocket. She may still be able to make that.
Yeah, I think she can. Is she going to spin it with inside and come 1 rail, or is she going to use outside and go 2 rails back over for the 6?
I think she has to be really careful about that because she doesn't want to overcut that ball and then end up on the underside of the 7-9. Sammy Diep always taking the pictures of everyone in the booth.
Yeah.
Nice touch there. I liked her going to the corner. It allowed her to control the cue ball at a much easier pace.
Yeah, I thought she was looking at the side. I guess I didn't even consider the corner the way she was aiming.
Yeah. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, if by some chance you have any kind of like fuzziness or anything going on, I would suggest hitting your settings and checking your video quality because we are very clear on our end. Make sure you're at your highest quality. So she struck that ball very nicely. It's like she can just one reel this, keep it in a nice smooth pocket speed. All right.
You know, now we were talking about how much effort they put into their game. All of these young players, it's so fun to watch. From Sophia and Savannah and Kennedy, and even the little bit older players, you know, that came from through the junior program, April Larson and
Kennedy Myman.
yeah. There's another one that Kaylee McIntosh. It's so obvious that they are committed to the game, and I love watching it.
Yeah, the growth in our sport more recently has been just tremendous, hasn't it?
It has.
And the support for women's pool has just gone through the roof. And so we're so grateful. We have some great superstars involved in our sport, junior players as well as, you know, young champions making the way, Margaret and Pia.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that was a nice break and run there by Margaret. I do want to let everyone know, too, we do have a giveaway going on here, and I want to try to stay focused on the match as much as possible, but I want to use this time to thank the fans. The WPBA Final Day giveaway here. We have a Kamui View Bridge head, which is really cool. You can see through it. It's a super neat bridge, as well as the Kagegi. I never say this right. The Kagegi Kamui chalk. That's also in the package, as well as this really cool scorekeeping flipper card. I call it the flipper do. The chat room likes to make fun of me about it. But it's signed by Pia Filler, Margaret Fefilova, Monica Webb, and Christina Zlateva, as well as Christina Tkach, April Larson, and Brittany Bryant. And if you guys behave, myself and Susan Williams will sign it for you as well. But that is all part of the giveaway package. Anyone who donates to the stream, a minimum of $20 donation will get you added into the drawing, and I will do it at the end of the finals match, so stay tuned. You will have approximately 24 to 48 hours to email the WPBA with your mailing address so I can ship it out to you when I get back to Michigan. So thank you to our fans who continuously support us here at the WPBA. We want to try to give back as much as possible.
And all those monies that are raised go back into the development of... Yeah.
And you can see
Yeah.
we are growing.
Right. We have a nice monitor in here, some state-of-the-art equipment so that we can bring you a quality live stream. And now Pia's at... All right, so she's made a nice break here, and she's made a ball. It looks like the 6 ball has passed that head string mark, so she's okay. You know, she's made a legal break. She has a shot on the 1 ball, and I think it's a reasonable shot. There's no reason to play safe here. She's just looking at where she's going to try to get to with her cue ball. Lonnie's going to step out for just a moment, so she'll be back. So, of course, with Margarita breaking and running out, there's a little bit of pressure on Pia to do the same. Oh, good job holding that ball. Good speed control. I think that, you know, when you're first getting into a tournament, that's the biggest challenge, is just trying to figure out the speed of the tables, because we're in different environments, you know, from month to month. And, you know, being in the southeast coast versus being in the, you know, in the Rockies at the Mile High City, it's just different. And so now at this level here in the finals, they're getting their speed control down, and Of course, they're quality players too, so that helps a lot. They can figure it out a lot easier than some of the others of us. Um, hmm. I'm kind of surprised she came over so far. I'm not 100% sure where she was trying to get to on that. Maybe she was trying to get a little bit lower than that. Because now it looks like she's going to have to play safe. And maybe that was her intention the whole time, is to play safe. So how aggressive has Margarita been? Like, is she going to try to bank this? I mean, the 7 ball kind of makes that side pocket nice and big. The only problem with trying to bank it into the side pocket is then her cue ball is going away from her next object ball. So I suspect she's going to play safe here, bring the 3 ball to the bottom rail, and send her cue ball away. She's done a nice job of that. And so Pia can't see this 3 ball at all. She's going to have to kick off the bottom rail or kick off one of the side rails. So a little kick and stick here, I'm sure, is what she's hoping for. And she looks like she's going from the side rail. Yeah, she's aiming for the side rail. You know, and the interesting part coming at it from this angle is that she could actually make it in the side pocket. Oh, she barely thinned it. I bet she was trying to catch a lot more of that ball, leave the cue ball underneath the 9, and shoot that 3 ball away. I don't think she was trying to skim it like that, but it still turned out okay. I don't think that Margarita has enough room to make this ball. Let's see if we have another angle. Oh, she's back. Let me just look at the side view real quick. See if oh no, that doesn't show us whether or not she can see that 3 ball direct or not. We'll find out here in a second, right? So she skimmed that top left side of the 3 ball. She's left a shot. I mean, if she's not comfortable with going for it, she could just, pop it and leave the cue ball right there underneath that 9, play safe. So let's see what she does. This is the fun part, is being able to watch it front and center and see what are they going to decide to do here. She's aiming low, so I think she's gonna stop it right there and play safe. Yeah. Oh. Oh wow. She went for it. It's kind of interesting that she went for it and left it so far away. Because now what do you do with this 5 ball? I mean, you're going to try to shoot it down the rail. I mean, it kind of gives you a backdoor, like a little bit of a two-way shot. If you go for the ball, you shoot it down the rail, the cue ball goes on the other side of the table, is behind the 6 to some degree. Here she goes. Yeah. It was a tough proposition either way, shooting it down the rail. I don't know if that was really the right shot, but she went for the previous bank. I thought she might be playing safe the way she went for it at first. But I think she was just trying to play a two-way. Now, Margarita has a great opportunity here to get to 2-0. Because it's natural shape, going from the 5 to the 6. She can just hit it with low center or a little bit of low right with a medium pace, and she'll come right out for the 6 ball. wobbled it in a little bit. The table's a little bit, it's not tight compared to some of the other tables here in the room, but are they 4 1/4? And the tight tables are 4 1/8.
Yeah, and I want to say that the table number 1 is a 4-inch pocket.
Oh,
So
is that
3
why
and
we
9,
took it out of play?
I think 3 and 9 are 4 1/8, and then this is 4 1/4.
Okay.
So a little tighter than average, but not anything these ladies can't handle.
Right.
Now, in that particular shot, I think that Margaret has played enough matches on this table that she's very comfortable here.
Right. I agree.
So if anybody would like to see some of Margaret's path through this event, she's played most of her matches on the string table, so you guys could kind of go back and check that out.
And the easiest way to get to it is through the YouTube,
Yeah,
WPBA
it's all on
YouTube channel.
And I have broken it down to each individual match.
So by name?
Yeah, so they can
Okay,
search by
good,
name
good.
or by event.
That's great.
Kind of follow along that way. You would have to go to the YouTube channel and then go to the live where it says live, and then there'll be a whole list of all of our live streams. And of course, these will be at the top because they're the most recent.
So it's in reverse chronological order or something like that.
Basically, most recent at the top, all the way
Okay.
down through.
Great.
All right, this 8-ball, great shot on the 7.
Yeah. She's looking so comfortable. Her speed is great. If we could all just emulate these ladies, just running out. I love how focused they are. Oh, she kind of wobbled that in. I'm glad she didn't hit that with any pace because it would have held up. It hit the bottom rail first. Is there a replay function on here?
There is, but I have to hit it.
Oh,
I have to
okay.
hit the button, so I pretty much just kind of save it for the great shots,
Okay.
right? And hopefully we have a couple of those in this matchup so I can use it.
Yeah.
All right, Margaret. Are they not using the scoring? Is that the first rack?
This is the second rack. They just finished. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I see.
They
it
didn't
updated.
they didn't get too far while you were out for a minute.
Yeah, I had to step out. So the merchandise booth is directly in front of the streaming booth for this particular event, which is not common. But I think that because I'm a little familiar with the merchandise, that people will grab me and pull me out of the booth to help them find things. Not that I'm upset about that. I don't mind helping at all. But I was lucky this time because you were in the booth, so I could let you go and just step out. So for those of you guys who are not familiar, Susan Williams is a very solid player here within the tour, seasoned, been here many moons. And what's your current rank at the moment, Susan?
Well, for this event, and I'm going to say that first because I'm pretty excited. It was 11th, which was, the highest I've ever been ranked.
Okay.
Overall, I'm 16th, and after this event, I'm sure I'm dropping just because there were so many people behind me that made a deep run into the tournament, and unfortunately, I only got to 17th through 24th.
Yeah.
Which is okay. I got a little bit of a paycheck, but yeah, there's so much stiff competition in the tournament, and I didn't make it through. I lost to April Larson and Sophia Mast. Man, they played so incredible, and I've been, for tournaments, multiple tournaments, I've been saying, man, I need to watch Sophia Mast because I hadn't had an opportunity to watch her.
You got to, right?
Yeah, and so then I got to sit in my seat and watch her run out, and my husband Michael just happened to be watching, and he's like, I don't think she missed a ball. Granted, she played safe a couple times, but they were intentional saves. And other than that, he's like, I really don't think she missed a ball, which was so impressive.
So I want to say thank you to Cindy Kramer as well for your donation to the stream. I'm going to add you to the list of people who are in the giveaway. So thank you, Cindy. Overall, though, Susan, you consistently show up event after event. You work really hard. You can see it. And we're really happy that you're a part of the WPBA. So.
Well, thank you. I love the tour. Obviously, I've been playing on it a while. I haven't had great success, but I've played you before, and you have kicked my butt before.
Everybody gets everybody gets a little lucky every now and then.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that's what it was. Yeah, you have a solid game, but thank you for recognizing. It's nice. But it's fun coming out to these events, right? Playing with like-minded individuals and people that just love the game and devote their time and energy, efforts, and monies
Mhm.
to support it.
Absolutely.
It's a labor of love for sure.
All right, so she got a nice little tap here, and she's sitting well on this pink 4-ball. I don't know if she has to go 2 rails and out, or if she can just 1-rail it back into the window between the 5 and the 9. She was able to 1-rail it.
Yeah,
Nice
I
shot.
kind of think that little less angle would have been nice because she's pretty steep on this ball.
She is, but I do think that she's got to go to the rail and back out to center. So this is very attainable from this position. 1 rail back out to the center of the table. Nothing fancy. She could even undercuts it, possibly because of how much angle she had. Yeah.
I almost think with that degree of angle, I'd almost put a bunch of right on it and go. Let's see what that would have been 3 rails
Yeah.
to get back or shape back for the 6 ball because it was such a steep cut.
I also like using a little kill English on that ball, right? You could do it so
Sure,
many different
sure.
ways to get back to the same location, right? It's
True.
either a speed thing or a spin thing.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
It's just a preference thing, I guess.
right. I have a
Alright.
tendency when I'm trying to use kill on that particular, like something like that with the steep angle, I end up undercutting it, and I'm wondering if that's what happened to her. She used a little bit of kill inside, and she just ended up not cutting the ball enough.
Right. So she's back at the table. Nice starting shot on the 5-ball. You see Margaret, she's very diligent about getting behind her next shot. She will tend to lay her cue on the table to show you where she's going.
Hey, Dave. This was my co-commentator.
Yeah. Dave's actually in our giveaway drawing as well. He did 2 matches this weekend with us.
All right. Good luck, Dave.
This is a nice shot here. This is a nice shot here. She can just 1-rail this back out to the center. She once again laid her cue on the table for anyone that wants to see this. You don't have to do anything fancy here, just a center ball stroke. Pocket the ball, let the angle do the work for you.
It's all about speed control on that one, just not hitting it too hard. You don't want to hit it too soft. Sure, if you hit it too soft, you're still going to have a shot. It's just such a steep cut. And same thing with this. She just will hit 2 rails, this one on that side rail, and then she'll come back over to this other side for the 9.
Yeah, and I like that she uses the second rail to slow down the cue ball, right? So that allows her to hit the 8 with a steady pace and not decelerate at all.
Right. I love being in the commentating booth because, you can see the shot. You know exactly what you're supposed to do. Execution out in the real world sometimes is a little different.
It's daunting by comparison, right?
Right.
All right, there she is, extending her lead 3-0 over Pia Filler.
So she only needs 7, where Pia's, it always gets away from someone real quick when one person keeps winning the racks, especially early on.
See Margaret stepping up there. Margaret is a Viking Q and Triple 60 sponsored player. She's also sponsored by Jam Up Apparel. And I do think that she's a Kamui sponsored player as well. She is. I was pretty sure of that. And Pia Filler is a Predator sponsored player. You're going to get ready to see her break. She uses a BK Rush break cue. She's sponsored by Apex Pool Tables, Andy Cloth, and How Tips. And How is also a sponsor here with the WPBA. So thank you to How for their continued support of not only the ladies that play on tour, but the tour as a whole.
Nice.
All right, Pia Filler to break. That's their new breast cancer awareness pink BK Rush break cue.
Oh, look at that. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, it's fun.
That is fun. Oh, but she broke that a little light. I don't think this is going to be a legal break unless she
No.
pocketed 2 balls.
She made 2 balls, one in the
Oh,
She
she
made the
did?
wing ball in the top left corner and then the one on the
Okay.
side.
So, yeah, it's still a legal break.
And she's got a good starter on the 2.
I saw in the last match when Slateva and, was it Pia, were playing, I think Pia had broke, and they were trying to figure out if it was a legal break because only one ball had come past the head string, and then
they realized that they made 2.
Right?
Yeah, we did the same thing. I was counting the cue ball.
Oh,
So I was like, oh, yeah, I was counting the cue. But it was a legal break. I heard Pia go, thanks.
right,
Somebody must have told her, you made 2.
right. It was someone from the stands. I think it was Brittany Miller, or I'm sorry, Brianna Miller.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, when the stands noticed.
Yeah, I think her and Nicole Keeney, who's actually in front of the booth right now, all these ladies were sitting kind of up on the rail there watching the match. So this is interesting. She got a little more angle on the 3 than she liked, but I liked the way she played the 2.
Yeah, she's on the wrong side of the ball, but honestly, it's okay because you don't really want to be running into the 6. I think she can just kind of soft stop it, so it'll slide over a little bit, but yeah, she's not going to go far by not hitting it hard. She is going to, I don't know that she can't hit this ball without running into the 9, so she's going to run into the 9. It'll kind of kill her speed or keep it from moving very far, and she'll have a practically straight in shot for the 5 ball. That's what it looks like to me from here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right on that call. See, that's a good view of it for the folks at home.
If she hits it real hard, this 9 might end up in front of the 5. Okay.
Nice touch by Pia there.
Right.
Good look at Pia Filler's cool jerseys. I like her
Yeah.
jerseys. She's always got cute stuff on.
Clean lines. Nothing too busy. Filler on the back. Ooh, she went a little far.
I think she's fine.
Yeah. Went a little bit far, but she's a little bit closer, so it's easier in that respect. I don't want to be too close to your work, but it's nice that you're not having to shoot across the table. There isn't a bunch of green or felt between the cue and the object ball. Cue ball and object ball. So she's going to come all the way across. You can see where she's pointing. She's not going to try to hold this. She's going to go all the way across, is what it looked like. She was looking at anyway. I thought she might just kind of hold it on that side rail a little bit, but at least she's able to let her stroke out shooting it that way.
Well, and this is nice too because she lands on this side of it. She really can just pocket the ball in one rail backup table. She doesn't have to do anything fancy or get too creative. She doesn't have to elevate her cue.
Right. She's going to put a little bit of pace on this, though. There you go. Fantastic.
She fell under the 9 a tad, but obviously a favor of Pia to make this 9 ball. Get herself on the board. Nice break and run by Pia Filler. Little answer back there.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Right. And sometimes people get a little tight when someone's up on you 3-0. Granted, it's a longer race, a race to 10, so you have time. The halfway point's 5, so you have plenty of time, but it's nice to be able to answer back like that with some authority. No slop.
I was gonna say it gives you a little confidence, right? Like
right.
you don't want to sit idly by and let someone run through you. So when you're able to put a rack together and have a little pep in your step, it's nice for your confidence.
Right. Concur.
So, Susan, have you seen our booth cam?
I have seen it.
Did you use it?
We used it a couple times to check it out.
Cute.
Yeah, just to see if it
I
if it
wasn't
really
sure.
worked.
I was gonna say I wasn't sure. Sometimes I totally like right now. I think the camera's gotten bumped a few times, so I
Oh,
don't know
okay.
where it's pointing at. But it's a fun little addition that I put in starting in Michigan. It's okay. You're not on yet.
Okay.
I'm in studio mode.
So that's just a visual to see what it looks like.
Yeah, so I can check it and
Oh, she's already broken. Made a ball or two. Let's see, 5-2. She made 2 balls.
the 2 balls on the break. Unfortunately, it's a little clustery down at that bottom end. I'm not sure if she has the window to the 2. Can't tell from this angle. I need like 6 more cameras, folks.
I think that all lights should be made with a camera spot, you know?
Yeah. Well, and I had said something about that with this particular setup. Someone had said, Lonnie, you need an overhead camera. And I said, that would be great. But with the way we're traveling right now, every room has different lights or different setup. And like these particular lights, how would I mount it overhead?
Right,
There's no way to mount
right.
an overhead with these types of lights.
Right.
So,
Without creating a giant shadow.
yeah, I accidentally 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so I didn't see the 2. So you're right. 1 ball pocketed.
Oh,
But 2
okay.
balls
I
past
didn't
the
see
head
the
straight.
2 either.
Yeah, I like this. This was a smart shot by Margaret. She says, okay, you can jump this in if you want. Look at that's uncomfortable.
I mean, she could one rail kick this.
She could.
I don't know what the right answer is. If she one rail kicks it, she's probably going to have a shot on the 3 ball.
I don't. I mean, this is a situation, right? Because you almost hate to give it back,
Right.
but at the same time, there is a small percentage of error on this shot, and I think you have to back.
And I think Margarita is she a little bit taller than Pia, so she might have a little bit of an advantage as far as the jump. Because I saw Pia get up on the table and try to assess, can I jump from here? Well, it looks like Margarita's going to kick at it.
So she's going for the kick.
It doesn't look like she's angled out enough unless she's putting a little bit of right on it.
Ooh.
Oh, and she hit it with pace too.
Good
So she could break
snaps.
up that little cluster too.
Yeah, the crowd really enjoyed that kick shot by Margaret Fefilova. A great shot.
And I think the 4 goes. It doesn't look like the 7's in the way. Little bit of a fortunate roll. I almost, just looking at it, I didn't think she was aimed out enough that she was going to even hit the 3, or excuse me, the 2. And then she was out a little bit far. She must have had some right on it because she almost
To kill the
yeah.
cue ball and reverse it back some. Well, she may have needed to with the 6 ball, where the 6 ball was sitting. So maybe that's why. And then she adds the pace, right? All right. So she made a great kick on the 2, and I forgot to hit the replay button. I can clip that out of YouTube later.
Will she be able to get through there without hitting that 7 into her way? Because if that 7, oh yeah, she's going to run into that 7 ball. That might be a problem because then she might not get shape on this 5 ball. You going to run into the 7? Oh,
Oh,
nice.
I like that.
So she used inside knowing she was going to run into the 7. So that was beautiful. So she knew she was going to run into that 7. So she used inside instead. So she came off the other way, instead of risking not having a shot on this 5 ball. And she hit it with enough pace to go all the way around. So that's great knowledge on her part. And what else would we expect? And her rating, her skill level, of course, she knows that shot.
Yeah, that's actually one of my favorites. I do enjoy playing the inside English off a ball.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. It looks cool.
Right. Especially when it works out as well as hers did, right?
Margaret's very determined. She has been working very hard, trying to get to one of these final matches, and you can see that she's Very, very diligent, very determined, very confident.
Mm-hmm. She is. And she's putting in all the work.
All of it.
Right.
Both these ladies, actually. I would say
Right.
that these two ladies, on top of Christina Tkach and Christina Zlateva, they're all doing a lot as far as personal health, their eating habits, and their work ethic. And so, and obviously, based on their placement in these events, it shows.
It shows. It's definitely paying off.
All right.
You get out of it what you put into it.
I like this. She has to just accept a bit more difficult cut, but it's natural coming around for the 9 in the same pocket. She just really has to make sure she makes the 8 ball.
Right. Personally, I have a tendency of wanting to spin this in a little bit too much and use too much right. And so I'll have a tendency to overcut this shot, trying to get my cue ball back over for the 9 ball. But she doesn't seem to be using any right. She's just using pace. So she's going the 4 rails all the way around to get on the correct angle on this 9 ball, which is beautiful. Oh, here we go. So she might be up 4-1 here in just a minute. There we go. 4-1. Margarita Fefilova. So Pia's up to break. And you have a nice view of her cue there.
All right, so Mr. Dean Raisler, our president here at the WPBA, he just kind of came up in the window, and so I got silent for a minute because, you know, you have to do sign language when you're live trying to talk to people. And my husband's birthday is tomorrow, so we did a little happy birthday thing here. I really just kind of wanted to embarrass him a bit, but I also feel bad because we're traveling all day tomorrow.
Oh.
So, and it's his actual birthday. So I got him a cake. Angela Janik helped me make that happen. And so Dean was wanting to know about like cutting the cake. And I'm like, how am I supposed to cut the cake? I'm in the booth. You know what I mean?
Right.
You guys figure that out. I'm sure there's a knife. We're in somewhere in this building. They have a kitchen. You know, so yeah. Sorry, I got a little spacey. I was trying to do sign language to Dean from outside the booth. All right, so 4-1 in favor of Margaret Fefilova. Pia Filler to break. It's time to get something started here.
Well, Lonnie, you know, while we're talking about it, I really want to say thank you to you and your husband for all the hard work that you guys do. I know you spend endless and countless hours here in the booth and getting it set up and getting people into the booth to help out. And your husband has been sitting out there this entire tournament, keeping track and doing the timekeeping. So thank you.
Well, thanks.
It's really...
You're welcome. I mean, we do it because we believe in the WPBA. We believe in the ladies that play in this organization. And honestly, you know, like Bob said, you know, what else would he be doing? If, you know,
Sitting here watching, right?
Yeah, he likes to travel with me, and so why not have a job?
Yeah.
So, happy birthday, Bob. While we make you work and drive.
Right. Happy birthday, and thank you for sharing it with us.
Absolutely.
That was a great little cut there. She didn't have to do much with it, just go up and down. And that's just knowing where the cue ball's going, and that comes with, you know, time and effort on the table. So same thing here. She just has to hit it. She doesn't have to hit it with any pace. She can probably just pocket the ball, and it'll come back out off the rail. She'll have a shot on the 3, and it's going to be angled right towards her 4 ball next. What's your opinion about using a bridge versus using an extension? Do you use either?
I use both.
Okay.
I think it's a preference. Heck, a couple times this weekend, I had to use both the bridge and then add my extension because the cue.
Really?
Oh, I don't know how that happens, but it happened to me a couple times this weekend. So I actually use both. I'm also sponsored by BridgeMate, or partnered with BridgeMate. The new bridging tools, if you guys aren't familiar, you can go to my social media. I posted a video about them actually. They're really cool little tools that you can use to slide on your cue and use kind of similar to a bridge. What I like about them is they're independent, so they slide over your shaft. And then when you shoot, you just pick your shaft up. You don't have to like two hand, right?
Okay.
Because it's already on your shaft. It's a great tool. There's a couple different. It's a couple different tools that come along with that. They make one that is just for regular shooting for distance, and then one that actually is elevated. So if you have to cue over a ball.
Okay.
So some neat things that are going on in the pool world. Some neat contraptions to add in place of the extension as well. How we've grown, haven't we?
I
in
know,
pool,
right?
You know?
The little tools of the trade.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, you had to use the bridge always, and
And it was always a metal bridge.
yeah, made noise. You dropped it on the table. You fell over trying to get out of the way. Like so many different
Oh,
things.
she might end up. No.
She
I
hit
thought,
it great.
Yeah, I thought she was going to end up behind that 7 ball the way it kind of was spinning off there.
Yeah, so I like this. I think Pia's just fine here. I do think she has to be really mindful of where the cue might go if she touches the 9 or chooses to touch the 9. I don't know. These are tough, right? These are preference shots. You play draw, you get on the right side of the 7, you bump into it and accept a more difficult cut. I don't know.
She's
So many things.
hitting low, and it looks like she's going to add a little bit of pace, so she might be coming all the way over so she can shoot the 7 in the side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she didn't. I thought she was going to add more pace than that.
It looked like it, didn't it?
Yeah,
She was kind of winding up.
It did look like she was winding up a clock. The only thing I don't like about this is that now she's right over that. I mean, that 9 is kind of in her way a little bit. She's elevating the back end of her cue.
It looks like she's drawing here as well. Probably just going to slide over and accept the shot. She was able to dig into it. Wasn't sure about that with the weird,
Right.
you know, the weird bridging
Angle.
past the 9, yeah.
It looks like we're going to have a 4-2 race here in just a second.
All right, Pia Filler. Making a nice out there. The score is currently 4-2 in favor of Margarita Fefilova. It will be her break as well. I want to make mention to say thank you to our sponsors for this event. Please check out the sponsor video. All right. Break from Margaret there. It was legal. Looks like she made the 3. I kind of looked away from the screen when I heard the break and wasn't sure which ball she pocketed. I'm like, okay, figure out what's not on the table. I've been here a long time already today. I'm starting to get a little slap happy. All right, so here's a nice, Margaret tends to use the play off the balls a lot. So I think if she decides to be offensive, she could play the cue off the 8. But I don't know that she'll do that in this situation.
So I have a question. Is this your background, like audiovisual? Is that your background?
No,
No, not at all.
no.
Started it with the WPBA? Or?
No. Actually, I used to stream back in the day, many
okay.
moons ago, just on a more personal level for my mom's local bar and establishment. And we ran a couple huge events. And I'm friends with, I've known TV Mike and Zach Goldsmith and those guys for many
Okay.
years. I've done commentary for them in the past.
Okay.
And so I was sort of familiar with the process,
Okay.
but I wasn't really familiar with it. I also understood an XSplit broadcaster, which is a little bit different than what we use here. And so when I started doing it back then, it was a much more simple process. We didn't even have like high-end IP cameras or production style cameras. We had webcams, at best, little Logitech webcam, you know. And so the technology has definitely grown for streaming. But when I got into this with Angela was very diligent. She learned the process. We learned multiple ways to do it. She taught me a lot. And then I used the little bits that I knew and was familiar with to educate myself and go forward. I'm a YouTube Google junkie, so
Okay.
there's not much I won't figure out how to do.
Excellent.
I know you went to school for some stuff right with this. Like back then, I was listening to you on stream.
A lifetime ago, yes,
Right.
and I didn't stay in it for very long.
All right, that was a great shot by Margaret.
Right.
These ladies are having a really nice set.
They are.
They're
Have
both-
they missed a ball yet?
Yeah. I think early, and I don't know that it was an intentional miss. It was more of a safety thing, right? There was a push, so Margaret had to push, so that brought Pia to the table. Yes, Pia gave it back to Margaret. She kicked in the 2, so there was a little bit of back and forth play there. But overall, it's been just okay. I'm gonna break and run out on you. Okay, now it's my turn to break and run out on
Right.
you.
A little bit of an exhibition.
Yeah, actually, our stat guy is not in the stream at the moment. Sometimes he jumps in the chat. And then, of course, if we really wanted to get particular, my husband keeps a very detailed graph of the match.
I've seen his log. It looks like hieroglyphics, like tick marks. He keeps track of who's taken a extension and who hasn't and stuff like that.
Yeah, he knows exactly which ball in which rack and how many racks you ran out.
Someone was saying that they couldn't find the bracket link. If you go to digital pool, it's in there. If you type in the WPBA, it should be the first one listed as how I've been finding it. Or you can go to the WPBA.com, the WPBA Facebook page, and there should be a link on there too.
It's in our YouTube description as well, so if anyone needs to pull back out of full screen and click the description, you can see that the link to digital pool is there. Our admins have added it to the chat here inside the YouTube channel as well.
Perfect timing.
All right, 5-2. Margaret's playing so well. I'm
Right.
very impressed with Margaret in this particular situation.
Thank you.
Look at Dean bringing us the cake. Very responsible young man, isn't he?
So we have some chocolate cake in the booth. When I eat it, I'll make sure I make lots of noise so you can share it with us.
Yeah, so for just a second here, folks, I want to remind everyone to pull back and hit the thumbs up button. We have almost 1,000 viewers on the YouTube channel. If you guys could please make that algorithm get a little bit closer. We're setting at approximately 120 likes. So let's pull back out of full screen for just a second and hit the thumbs up button for us. Make sure you're subscribing to the WPBA Billiards YouTube as well. That will always notify you whenever we go live.
We have an event next month.
Yes, we're going to be in Louisville at Railyards, the exact location where Fedor Gorst and Shane Van Boning had their match, that big race to 120.
That was so exciting.
It was-
Isn't it amazing that it came down so close?
Oh, man.
You know, you race, you do that long.
For 3 days.
Right, you do 3 days, and it looks like it's going to be a blowaway for a little while. And it seemed like every day at the beginning of the day, Fedor would kind of take a big lead, and then Shane would kind of pluck away and get close towards the end of the day, right?
Yeah, definitely a lot of back and forth action in that match. So one would get up and then another one would come back, and it was just super back and forth. It was so much fun to watch. I really had no idea
who was going to win,
Yeah.
right? Until the very end. And that's what's one thing I love about winter break format is that it can be so exciting. One person can kind of dominate.
Mm.
And
Oh,
there we
well,
go. There is one.
she overcut the one. She got pretty fortunate. You see Pia kind of turn away. It's difficult sometimes when you think, yeah, I'm going to get a shot.
Right.
And then your opponent gets a favorable bump. But I tend to say that fortune does favor the bold. And that is a very true statement if you play pool. You'll see it time and time again. Our next event is in Louisville at Rail Yard Billiards. It is the Napa Q Speed Invitational, promoted by none other than our very own WPBA board member, Miss Angela Janik.
She
did got it.
Yeah.
She got a good hit. Unfortunately for Pia, nothing favorable happened. Margaret's coming to the table. The clean shot on the one ball.
Everything's open. I mean, the 5 ball is a little bit tricky, but if she's on the left side of it, she could just play the 5-9 combo. That is the 5, correct?
It is. Yep.
Yeah, she might be able to just play the 5-9 combo because otherwise she's playing a 5-7-8 combo. Unless she gets on the underside of it, which seems a little bit like a lot of work. Let's see if she gets to that point. So now I remember there was an earlier miss on a ball. So that's 2 that I can remember. 2 balls missed.
Yeah, both of these ladies are playing at a very high level. Well, as a matter of fact, the last 6 in this event have played at a very high level. We had Brianna Miller and Ashley Benoit, who finished in 5th, 6th. Both had some of their better finishes. If not, I know Ashley's best finish to date. I don't know about Brianna.
She might have had a 5th, 6th in
the
a previous tournament. Yeah.
And then, of course, Monica Webb finished 4th in this event and just played exceptional through the event.
Right.
She played Sophia Mast on the stream in her early rounds and played stellar. And then, so she put Sophia on the B side, and then Sophia went through and started terrorizing people. Susan put a little pouty face there. And then of course, Christina Zliteva, who just finished 3rd in this event. All of them were playing at an exceptionally high level. It just goes to show the growth in the women's side of the sport.
It is so deep. Oh, this not.
Unfortunately, that's not going to be fun.
Yeah.
So she's going to decide if she's one rail kicking at this pink 4, or if she's going to try to come 2 and underneath it, potentially to get the cue ball to stay down here under this 5-7-9 kind of 3-ball trio. It does look like she's finding the parallel line to the 2-railer. So basically what she did there is she found the halfway point between the cue ball and the pink ball, and then she paralleled her cue from that line through the side pocket. It's a really good technique, and it almost always guarantees you a hit. I love that technique where you go between the 2 points of, your object ball and your cue ball. Go through the middle of that. Oh my goodness, I'm having a brain fart. You can find the halfway point, go through the side pocket or through the corner of the pocket from that spot, and then parallel that line to the rail. And that's how you find your line for the 2-railer. As long as you're on the same end of the table. If your cue ball and your object ball are on different ends of the table, that does change. But it's a little fun technique.
Yeah, I don't think I knew that technique.
No, but if you watch Margaret, she uses it a lot.
Yeah.
And so I think it's fun, and I use it as well. It's kind of difficult to explain without being able to point.
Right.
So I was trying to find the proper terminology.
That was so pretty. Oh,
all right. She's fine. She's
fine.
Fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's totally fine.
Oh, all right.
Definitely had enough pace. I got all the way to that rail. I just thought it was angled right towards that corner pocket, top right corner pocket. So I'm thinking she's going to have to make this 8. Is there enough room
I think
to just make this 5?
Actually, I think she could use the 8 and take away some of the angle on the shot, to be fair. like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
She a
Uh-oh.
little,
Wow.
yeah, the cue ball traveled a little farther than she had wanted, but
She made such a nice cut early, just a few seconds ago, that she might just cut this in too.
yeah, both of these ladies, I was noticing in the chat, people are talking about their Fargo. Both of these ladies are 700 rated Fargo players. But being that they're so close, I mean, it's like a 29-point difference between the two of them. It wouldn't even be a game spot in
In
any of
most,
their race
yeah.
systems. In any of the race systems, I think it has to be 50 points or more for a game. So they would be classified even. What a nice cut by Pia. She hopes to stay in the line of that 7.
Yeah, she has plenty of room to make that 7 ball clean. And then the cue ball will just travel up, down, from that bottom rail up to the middle of the table a little bit. And she'll have a shot on the 8. She'll probably use right on the 8 ball just to come 3 rails around for the 9. Most people don't draw that 8 ball to get shape. Most people will go 3 rails. She's kind of pointing at where she's trying to get to. So she'll use some right here. Oh, she's having to reach. This is probably about the shot where you had to use a bridge and an extension. She's really reaching on this shot. That's the only downfall. She's stretched out here. That makes it a little bit more difficult, right? So she used some right. She came out perfectly off that 3rd rail.
Definitely good timing for Pia to get in this match and dig in. She doesn't want to let Margaret get too much more of a lead.
Right, so then it's going to be 5-3 if she makes this 9 ball, and it'll be Margaret's break, right?
They're breaking rack 9. Margaret did win the lag. So,
Okay.
yeah. So it would have been nice in Pia's favor there if she'd have broke serve on Margaret, but maybe we'll see what happens here in this rack. They've played pretty flawlessly. There's been a few small errors.
Right.
But overall, solid match.
Right, for sure.
Definite display of talent by these ladies. So let's talk about the giveaway going on currently at the moment, folks, and it's only good until the end of this match. We are giving away to anyone who donates, well, not to anyone, but you'll be put into the on the list for the raffle. These particular products donated to us by Kamui and the sponsors here at the Olhausen, Colorado Classic. It's the View Kamui Bridge and some of the Kageki, I think is how you say it, chalk featured by Venom Trick Shots, and also the what are those called? Scorekeeping flippers, scorekeeping flipper-doos. That's what I call them. Scoreboards.
Sure.
And that's signed by the final 4 in this event, as well as Christina Tkach, April Larson, Brittany Bryant, and now myself, as well as I'm going to make Susan sign it too. So while we're at it, so some great players, signatures, and it's definitely a keepsake. We'll be drawing for that at the end of this match. If you're interested, you can donate through YouTube. Right next to your chat box, there's a little money symbol. And you can click on that, and it allows you to send us super chats or super stickers. And if you do that, we'll give you a shout out. I'll let you know that I've seen it, and we'll put you on the list. The drawing will be done at the end of the finals. And it will be done after the awards. I don't know that I'll be able to give you volume on the awards for the ceremony. I probably will pull back and at least give you a visual. Unfortunately, some of our noise filters kind of stop us from doing that. And I'll see if I can maybe turn off some of the noise gates and see if it can catch any of it. We'll do our best, folks.
All right, so is she going to use left on this to come back around for the 3? Oh, she tried.
She did try. Yeah, she jammed it there.
She got shape, so that's a bonus, but she's not at the table anymore, so doesn't help.
Right, so here's that break serve that we spoke of that Pia needed to get back into this match. Now, I like this shot. I draw it 2 rails, even 3, just so I don't have to decelerate, just like this. She's going to end up using a 4th rail. All right, but it came out beautiful. Great shot by Pia.
Right. It's really unfortunate, that Margaret made 3 balls on the break, right? Was it 3? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So she made 3
Yep.
balls on the break, and she didn't get out. So that's pretty upsetting usually. When you make it such a nice break, good spread. I wouldn't say great spread because those balls are a little bit clustered.
Yeah, and I think it was just a little unfortunate that they are clustered that way, and with the 2 falling in on the break, that forced Margaret to really do something with the cue ball to get shape on the 3. So Pia's going to take full advantage of this. This is one of those shots that we just saw Margaret use earlier. She can shoot this pink 4 to the right-hand corner pocket with some high left-hand spin, and the cue ball will drag out and around off the 8 ball 2 rails back to the center of the table for the 6 ball. See Pia cueing high, some right-hand spin. The 8 is she does have to be mindful to hit it at a decent speed so the 8 gets out of the way of the 6. Oh.
And instead, it got right in the
Yeah,
way.
I
And that's
feel like
exactly what you were talking about.
She probably should have hit that just a tad firmer, but the intention was good. She may have a nice containing safety here, though. She may be able to kiss this 6 to the rail and leave the cue froze to the 8. We'll see if better look of that.
Yeah, they look like they're touching.
Ooh, that's tricky.
Because if she hits a 6, that 8 ball's going to move out of the way.
Wonder if she can hit it thin enough where the cue will suck to the 8 and travel with it. That kind of does that make sense?
It sure does. Yeah, like they'll both travel towards that bottom right rail.
Let's see what she opts to do here. Or she looks like she's far enough away from the rail that she can put bottom in this ball. She may be able to just bank the 6 and draw the cue ball underneath the 9. I don't know what she's doing, folks. Giving you as many options as possible, I guess. Yeah. Smart. I do think she can see the 6, though. I don't know. The edge of it.
I kind of want to jump out and go check it out to see.
That might have been a fairly successful safety, actually. Oh, if she does, she's got just the edge.
Oh, she's trying to see where the cue ball's going to end up. So he's also jacked up over this 9 ball, so that makes it a little more challenging, right? But if she can catch enough of that 6 and hit it with enough pace, the 6 will end up underneath. Oh, see, I was thinking that if she hit it light enough, she would end up underneath the 8 ball and the 9 ball with the 6 ball. But
no, this is left distance. This is a difficult shot.
Distance is good, but I think that she makes this 6 ball. I think she's going to come off the 9 enough.
All right, so here I see you, Laura. Neither of these ladies have a WPBA title in their repertoire, so both of them are very hungry for that. They've both had a lot of high finishes inside the tour.
Well, that was super fancy. That's beyond my scope of practice. That requires cue ball control and speed control, knowing where that ball's going to end up, right?
Yeah.
So that was pretty advanced.
That was a great shot. Just putting distance between the 2 balls was very smart. Both of these ladies have extremely intelligent pool minds, and you can see it.
Do we have a list of their accomplishments too?
Absolutely. I can tell you this, that Margaret Fefilova has 32 national Belarusian championship titles.
How does she accomplish that at such a young age, right?
Yeah. Well, Brittany and I discussed that actually, and she has, wow. It did leak, and I think that Pia can see the edge of the green 6, but that was a valiant attempt by Margaret. So I think that basically there's 8 ball, 9 ball, 10 ball,
Oh, okay.
14-1, you know. So she's been able to win multiple titles in one year
I see.
because there's no possible way. I don't even think she's 32 years old.
Right, she's young.
Um,
Let's see, does it have her age? No.
no. And she's also a European 9 ball champion as well as a Euro Tour winner. So she's won the Euro Tour event a couple times. And then Pia is she is a team world champion, which I know you guys remember this. She played with Moritz Neuhausen and her husband Joshua Filler, and they
Right.
won the world team championships.
I can remember
She's-
the visual on that of
Yeah.
seeing her.
She was so happy to win, and she made that great 10 ball on the shootout. It was amazing. She's a multiple European champion and a multiple-time Euro Tour winner as well. So actually, these two have very similar resumes, very similar Fargo rates. And so they're very solid young ladies. I bet they've been competing against each other for most of their lives, would be my
That's
guess.
probably true, right? Especially since they were both competing in Euro Tour events. So
No,
they
I-
knew of each other and knew each other's game way before they arrived here on the American scene.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure. All right, so she drains the bank. She needs to be mindful of the cue ball. Woo!
Is there a shot on the 8 there? Does it go past that
I
9?
don't think it goes past the 9. I think she's going to have to,
Oh.
maybe. Maybe. She may have half a pocket there.
Oh, she's looking at it. Yeah, from that other angle, it didn't look like it went at
Mm-mm.
all.
No. Definitely. Wow, that
yeah.
deserves the snaps, folks. That was a great touch. The crowd appreciated it. There was some applause throughout the room.
I'd love to know how many hours these ladies. Okay, so we're at 6-3. I'm curious to know how many hours a week these ladies spend working on their game.
I would say it's a lot.
I would say it is a lot too.
You know, but like Margaret and I have talked, and she's done some commentary with me as well as Pia, actually. And you know, Margaret carries herself. She knows that she is a true professional at this sport, and that this is what she does to make a living. And so she puts all of the work in. She's amazing.
That's
You
great.
know, I admire both of these ladies' work ethic, and I think they're solid representatives for the sport. And congratulations to them both, no matter who wins.
Right. And I think that, you know, the fact that they both have significant others that are in the sport, immersed in the sport also, makes them even stronger.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
that's what they do. That's their life. So I think that,
Well, and they just both represent us, and I don't mean that in any disrespect in any way, but I think they represent the females in this sport to the best of their ability, and I think they understand the weight of that at this point in the the sport, because it's growing so much.
right, in the grand scheme of things,
Yeah, and I
they're
think that-
ambassadors.
yeah, and they are ambassadors, and so I personally, I've actually spoken to them both, and they both know that I admire both of them, their work ethic, and they both deserve to be in this moment. So congratulations to them, and Pia Filler to break. All right, she makes the wing ball. The 1 ball tracks down to this bottom left-hand corner every time. This is a legal break. She has complied.
Have they ever said why that rule was instituted? Because it's only been in play probably for about a year, I think.
We did it at least 2 years ago. We voted on it in Iowa. Do you remember that?
I don't remember specifically
Yeah, it
when
was
we
like
voted
2
it
or
in.
3 years ago. I can't remember exactly, but
Because we had it, I mean, we didn't have that specific rule for years and years. So I was just curious, did they ever say why it was implemented?
so we used a template rack. When we started using the template rack, there had to be a conversation about soft breaking.
Okay.
And so in order to self-govern, which we do, we don't have on-site referees at every table. So in order to self-govern that without going through the conversation of your soft breaking. Who gets to decide that? You definitely don't want your opponent to make that decision for you.
Right.
So by instilling the 3-point rule, I think as a whole, the ladies, when it was voted in, felt that that was the best way to do it without having to have your opponent make a decision for your
Or complain or
speed.
not complain,
Yes.
and then have right.
Yes. Who are they to say, that you're soft breaking, right? So this kind of eliminates that. The ladies here are really good about giving up fouls if they've, made a foul. You won't see them trying to pull any moves on each other. They're always respectful towards each other and to the tournament directors, etc. I tell people all the time, like these events are just so crazy because we genuinely we're fierce competitors at the table,
Right.
but we literally hug and go have dinner afterwards, and we
Hang
all
out. Right.
yeah, like I was saying in the last match, Pia and Christina Zateva were roommates.
Right.
So I was like, I
And
wonder
it's
if one of
inevitable.
them packed a bag before,
Right.
so they didn't have to go back just in case.
It's inevitable that you're going to have to play your roommate at some point.
Absolutely.
So.
Or a friend, because we're all friends.
Right.
So, it's about you coming to the table with your best self, whatever version of yourself you can bring to the table that day. All right, so she's under this red 5. If you watch Pia, she's really making sure I think she may intend to play safety here. Right? Just decide not to do anything offensive and stay safe. She's got a wall of balls right there to use. Like that. Shot. Touch. She wants the cue ball to travel because I do think she fell in the window. So Margaret can see the right side of that, the red 3 ball.
Yep, she could. I mean, she can spin this in, but there's no room off the rail. So I think she'll just play safe here. Hit the right side of it. Leave the cue ball somewhere behind that 9. Leave the free ball somewhere over by the 7. That's my prediction on this, but we'll see what she does. She might have a totally different theory. My Fargo's 150 points behind her. Something. It's always interesting coming off that top rail.
Nice little touch. The 6 ball is going to be her savior here, I do believe. Nice shot.
I really thought she would hit a little bit less of that. But this creates distance too. So what is she going to do? She's going to hit the top rail there.
So yeah, she's going to go to the short rail, that top rail, and pick 1 rail into it, maybe even 2. But she hit that a lot firmer than I expected her to. I thought she may just play it at a decent ball speed so that she could maybe keep the cue ball down there.
Right.
But she hit it really
She's
firm.
kind of laughing, so I don't think she got out of it what she was expecting.
I do have to say that these ladies, although they're very serious, you will see them kind of laugh at themselves at times.
Right. I wish everyone had a little bubble above their head too, so we could really see what they were thinking.
What was that show on MTV back in the day?
Oh, I don't know.
They would have the bubble, the pop-up videos. That's what it was called. I wish I had one of those in automatic. There you go. That's an AI thing. Maybe we can figure out some kind of algorithm for that. Get an AI bubble pop thing. Oh, George, thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much for your donation. I'm going to add you to our donation giveaway list. Maybe you will win.
Hey, George. How's it going? Another voice from Arizona. This George Teashea is the voice of pool. Isn't that your nickname, George?
Well, like I've said many times when he's been in, he's one of my favorites to listen to. So I have supported him many years and enjoyed his commentary along the way. Right, so she fell a little straight on
Wow,
this.
she hit that with some authority.
Authority.
I'm surprised she didn't get more out of it. She hit it so firm. I think she was probably trying to put a little bit of right in there to draw it off that rail and spin out. Because now she's kind of stuck up over that 8. But I think if she just put some draw on it, I think she has enough room to draw and get it down here for the 7. She doesn't have to get all the way down here.
She's definitely got a cue awkwardly. Um,
Susan Williams.
yeah, right above the score is the names of the commentators. I always try to do that for folks at home. She hit that 6 really good.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Especially being jacked up over that 8 ball.
Yeah, it's a difficult cueing position, but she definitely hit it well. Timmy, you totally knew what I was talking about there. The South Park reference. Check my eye. All right. What a great, 4-ball out there by Margaret. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Tricky after tricky.
And you can see her step is kind of picking up a little bit. I don't want to say that she's getting excited, but her pace is picking up a little bit here.
I do want to make mention, I don't think we've talked about that these ladies are on a mandatory 40-second shot clock with a 40-second extension per rack and 60 seconds after the break. Thanks, Mike, for the donation to the stream. We appreciate your support.
So Margarita's 3 games away from her first WPBA win. Pia needs 7. Sure, it's still anyone's game, but at this point, Margarita's favored.
Oh, do you know, I do believe that this is a
Rematch?
No. I do believe, I think this is a $10,000 payday. Is it $10,000 payday?
I
or
don't
is this
have-
the 8? You know what? We'll go check that out for you, folks. And stay with Susan. Enjoy the stream. I'm going to go get the numbers for you. I used to have them wrote down, but obviously my booth hasn't exploded in the last 2 days. So I'll be right back.
Are you bringing a piece of cake?
No, that's yours.
I was going to see if I could find your payouts here. All right, here we go with Margarita. Let's see if she can get another one of those big breaks. 3 balls in. And hopefully a shot, right? Instead of being stuck with a tough shot. Oh, you are the voice. The voice of pool. What was the payout? Oh, she's going to get on the mic and let us know what the payout is for first here.
Yeah, I was just double checking because of the added money in this event. So it's $8,000 for first place and $5,500 for second. It's a nice payday for these ladies.
Right.
For a weekend of solid work.
A little bit more than a weekend. We had to be here Wednesday for the players meeting, and then play started on Thursday. We had 10 tables to work with, which was nice, to have the extra tables. Sometimes we are playing on 8 tables, but this time we had 10 tables. We did try to finish early every night. They have felt the location that we're playing at this week has a robust evening crowd, so they were hoping they could still continue to capitalize on that. And so we were trying to get out of here in the evenings so that they could continue to cater to their clientele.
Yeah, and we didn't mind. I mean, it's
Right.
rare that we get out that early, so it was kind of nice.
It was
to be
nice.
done a little earlier because I could actually get dinner every night.
Right.
Like legitimately go sit down somewhere for dinner. It was fantastic. Tim Crazy Mun, I got your donation. Thank you so much. I'm going to add you to my giveaway that we'll do after the awards. I'm going to have to take a second here towards the end and put everybody's names in a hat or a box or something and do it.
Oh.
Okay, ooh. All right, so she snuck that one in. We'll take it.
I don't think it wiped its feet on the way in more than it kicked the door. It's like, let me in, let me in.
She's determined.
Right.
She says you will fall.
So if she hits this with pace and comes all the way across, that 5-9 is practically wired as opposed to going, as opposed to holding it and shooting it into this bottom right corner. Let's see what she decides to do. This is the fun part, right? Just trying to see where's the player's mind at right now. What do they think is going to be best?
Hence why we need the little bubbles.
Right, hence why we need the little bubbles. So
Right.
now she's on the 50-yard line a little bit.
She knows it too. You see her body language there. She may very well use her extension right here. Tim in the chat room here on our YouTube channel. I was not at Bluegrass. Actually, I came in and did some remote commentary with Scott Frost for that Matchroom event that PA Pro-Am put on. It was a lot of fun. I was super grateful to be involved in that.
Oh, that is fun.
And so shout out to Frank Maialetti and Mindy, his wife from PA Pro-Am, for bringing me in to do a little bit of guest commentary for that event. I was not there. I'm actually I think I'm going to remote in for their next one, their ladies one that's coming up this next weekend.
Who's going to be playing in it?
Like Ashley, Benoit, Brianna. I don't know what the player list is right now, but it's he's adding, I think, a minimum of $3,000. You should travel over there. Fly in and go there before you go to Louisville. If I didn't have a dentist appointment, I would have. I have a dentist appointment on Friday, so there's no way I can make it.
Yeah, sometimes I don't hear about these events until it's a little too late, and I do work, so unless I know that it's coming, I can't ask for, I don't know to ask for the time off.
All right, so unfortunately for Pia, and you can see the little bit of like discouraged body movement there. I don't know what the right word for that is. And
dejected.
Yeah, basically, it's kind of one of those like, oh my gosh, if something doesn't start happening, I'm gonna get smoked. Those are the things that we think in our head when we're playing. Like, oh.
And it's one thing to miss a ball, but when you kind of lay it up right in front of a pocket, or you're trying to get safe, and she didn't get safe. She didn't create any distance. She didn't get behind a ball, so that's tough pill to swallow because the ball goes where you shoot it, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I seen that Rax put in the information to go to Steve Raub Pro Billiards if you want to purchase the Bridgemate. You can also reach out to me. I can facilitate that sale for you.
Nice controlled tempo there. She pops at it at all. It's probably going to scratch there in the side pocket.
I actually, Angela Janik was playing Kaylee McIntosh, and they were hill. She had a 9-ball very similar to this, maybe a little bit steeper, and she played this with a high left-hand spin and scratched them.
Oh, wow.
And made the 9.
And it's so hard looking at that side pocket. How can you even get in that, get into there, right? She's going to bump off this poorly.
Oh. All right, so that might have worked out for Margaret, actually.
Is there room? Oh, she's going to have to play a combo. I mean, she still can make something, but it's not ideal.
And being so close, the cue ball to the 7-ball, hitting it with pace can be a little daunting. She's kind of trying to decide, like, okay, where's the 7 going to go after making contact with the 8? Let's see, Margaret.
I think she's going to have to hit it soft, because if she hits it with any pace and not enough pace on the cue ball, she won't have a shot left on the 7. But if she goes forward a little bit with the cue ball and hits it with pace, I think she'll still end up with a shot.
Just like that. Great shot by Margaret. She works really hard on those combinations. I've seen her make some really nice combinations in this event. Bridge. So for those of you guys who are involved in the donation giveaway, see how this bridge is clear. It is very, very similar to the bridge that we are giving away with the little gift package that I've put together.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this 9-ball to extend her lead by 5. and we'll make it a 7-2 race at that point.
Yeah.
Margaret is definitely feeling
Dominating
it.
this.
She is. She's taking full advantage of any mistake and every mistake that Pia possibly makes. I thought maybe there was a chance that the Pia was going to take a break there.
Yeah, my husband and I have this. Ooh, I thought she was going to lose her cue there. Have this ongoing discussion regarding the break and how it should be used or not used. Do you have an opinion about using your break? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I do. Okay. So I think it's a matter of mental awareness. I do tend to use my break if I have been struggling or I'm down. Like, say I'm down, for example, say I'm down 4-1.
Mm-hmm.
And I get maybe a couple racks back into that match, and it's now 4-2 or 4-3. You know what I mean?
Right.
I may take it then just to kind of regroup and come back in and get, or say I'm down and I get it evened up.
Uh-huh.
And I can see that my partner's kind of disheveled. I may take it right then and make him eat it, you know?
Yeah, like you're going to have to
Yeah, it just depends. I think it's different. It depends
simmer
on my
on that
mental
loss.
state. Yeah.
Okay.
Or if they miss it, like say they miss a 9-ball and it's my turn and I'm going to get up to win, sometimes I'll go take my
Okay.
break right
Okay.
there and
Yeah.
I'll be like, uh-oh, sorry. But it just depends on my mental state. I think I use my breaks more so for myself than necessarily for my opponent's
Right.
misfortune, you know?
Right.
Wherever I'm physically feeling or mentally feeling at the moment. But there's definitely, there's,
A strategy
yeah,
to it. There can be.
Yeah, there absolutely can be, for sure. Or sometimes I just really have to use the restroom. So
Right.
I'm like, I gotta go. I don't care what the score is.
It's time.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what the score is right now. If I don't go to the bathroom, there's going to be a problem,
Right.
So sometimes it's, like I said, sometimes it's a personal thing. Sometimes it's a mental thing. I think you just, each match is maybe a tad different.
Right.
Now, in that case there, Margaret's got a massive lead. It's, a 5-game lead is a big deficit in an
Right.
alternate break format.
For sure.
But I might have taken it right there, personally, just to regroup and maybe come in and change the energy in the room a little bit.
As Pia.
Yeah,
you
as
would've-
Pia, yeah.
Right.
Now as Margaret, I think I just stay there and keep my knee in her throat,
Right.
I'm not leaving until they make me leave kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know if I would leave the table if Pia took the break and I was in Margaret's situation,
Right.
Keep my energy right there.
Right.
And I'm kind of a firm believer in energy as well. Unfortunately here, she does not have a clear shot at the one, but
she doesn't? Oh, it kind of looked like she
maybe she does. She may be able to get around the edge of this pink 4. She's not taking much time unless she's looking at potentially a safety play, banking at one rail back down. We'll see what Margaret does. Sometimes our view's tricky. She was able, she used all of that pocket. Nice stroke, nice shot by Margaret. Great follow through. Just rolled it right there to the pocket. And of course, the good thing for her was, as awkward as it was, it lent itself naturally to the shape on the 2.
Right. And it looks like she has a little bit of an angle, so she can pop it 2 rails out, forward and out. Oh, I thought she was going to catch that 3 ball, which would have been unfortunate because then it probably wouldn't have lent itself to a decent shot. So talking about breaks, it reminds me of recently I don't even know what event it was, so my apologies for that, but Wei Tzu Chen was recently called out on a break that she took. Did you hear about that? Where she was called out, maybe called a foul because she took a break and it was a smoke break.
Yeah, it was the World Championships in New Zealand. I don't know if she got the I don't know if they penalized her on the rack. I'm not sure, but I know that she got at least a warning. I don't know the exact details, but yeah, it was because in those world events, when you take your break, you are not allowed to use your break to smoke, or I don't even know exact details, but you cannot go smoke.
Wow.
And I think she did, so she ended up being penalized in some form.
Hmm.
And I don't know who her opponent was either, so there's that. But I did hear about it as well. Now, here at the WPBA, although we are a professional organization, we're not extremely nitpicky over the little rules. So there is a little more leniency within our group. But, you know, as a player-run organization, and although we do have a board of directors, the players ultimately make the decisions as a whole. So I think it just makes it more natural for us. We can, you know, enjoy ourselves, have a great event,
Yeah.
and not really nitpick some of the little stuff.
And on your break, you can go eat, take a little snack. You can go to the bathroom, go outside, get some fresh air, do a couple jumping jacks, and get some coffee, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever needs to happen.
Yeah, and I mean, so it is typically, I think it's a 5-minute thing, but nobody's really specific to it. Nobody's really like putting you on a clock saying you better be back here in 5 minutes. You know, we don't really have that here at the WPBA. Everybody's pretty cool as long as you're not excessive. Pretty laid back. Now, how do you feel? Do you think that people should be able to take their break if it's not not their break? Like if it's your break and your opponent says, "I want to take my break," how do you feel about that?
Personally, because the tournaments are different from one venue or one event to the next, I think that it's okay to take a break on your opponent's break or your break.
Okay.
Let's say you do have to go to the bathroom. You really can't control, especially as you get older, when you're needing to go to the bathroom. So whether it's, especially if it's winter break, right? You might not get to break for 10 racks or what have you.
Look at this, ladies and gentlemen, that run out right there to put Margarita Fefilova on the hill. What a great out.
Yeah.
That starting shot on the one was really key. You know, we're over here talking about bathroom breaks. She's running this beautiful rack. She has just been exceptional this entire event.
And you know, Pia didn't do anything wrong by
No.
trying to play safe.
No.
She just didn't get there, right? And so
Yeah, she had a couple missed safeties in this set. Like I think she'll go back and analyze when she goes back and watches the stream, if she does, which I assume she will, just to critique her
right,
own.
especially since she was so close. You know, you want to, if you're that close and you really want to know, like, what can I do better? What didn't I do? Because sometimes evaluating where your game really is at and what you missed is key in figuring out how to get better.
Absolutely. And I think you need to be honest with yourself when you're a player.
Right.
You know, you do. You have to be honest with yourself. You can't go home and be like, well, I played so good, but so-and-so did this. Well, you didn't play that good because you clearly made mistakes. Because nobody, you know what I mean, plays perfectly every time.
Right.
And so I think being honest with yourself about your skill level and your abilities
And your
what
devotion.
you need to work on is definitely key as well. These ladies, I know that Margaret has played exceptional in this match, but I'm positive, just knowing her, that she is going to take something out of this and say, I'm going to make this better for next time.
Right.
Even though she's played exceptionally well.
Right.
But just knowing her, and she's the type of person she is, she will find something that she would like to make better. And that's what makes her a champion.
Right. And you know, even champions work on things. I remember, and I've said this a couple of times to several people, this was years and years and years ago. It was at a Vegas tournament, and my husband and I were in Vegas, and we saw Shane Van Boning at the pool hall practicing and practicing and practicing. He was an animal at the table practicing. And we knew he had played earlier in the day, and we had assumed that he lost, just the fever in his fever, or whatever it's called, in his effort to practice. So we had assumed that he lost, and we went to the bracket.
And he had won.
This was back when they had the cardboard brackets, you know, outside the room, and he had won, like, I don't know, 10-1 or something ridiculous. But he was right there at the pool room a few hours later, just devoting all that extra time and energy.
And that's why he's currently the champion that he is.
Right, exactly.
Because of the work ethic that comes with it. All right, so Margaret has broken dry. She had an opportunity here to potentially get a solid break. Unfortunately, she did not, and she's left Pia an opportunity to see where Pia goes with this. Comes right through the window of the pink 4 and the orange 5. Nice touch by Pia. Well, this is a decent cut shot on the red 3, but it's natural to get to the pink 4, so she just needs to stay diligent, stay determined, and pocket the balls.
Yeah, I don't think she will, but I'm hoping she doesn't hit this too soft because then that 8 ball will come into play. So let's see if she hits it with enough pace. And she missed the ball.
She overcut it.
Oh no. I was not expecting that at all. I was just worried about just the pace of the ball, and I'm sure that's just pressure right there. You know, the daunting task that she has on hand. Margarita only needs 1 game.
Oh, I bet Margaret's heart is going thump, 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 thump. Mine would be, you know.
That'll be our next investment, right? Heart rate monitors.
No, I don't want to do that. I think we'd be calling the ambulance on some of the ladies. We'd be worried about them. I mean, the amount of emotion that is invested into the sport and just trying to control yourself in these situations is difficult enough.
All right, so she has shape on this 4 ball.
All right, she's falling a little flat on it.
Right, she doesn't have an angle that we can see from here.
I wonder if she can just go ahead and accept the shot, right? Play the stop shot, take the cut on the 5.
There's enough room to take that steep cut on the 5 ball. She might even draw out of it just a hair so she has a little bit more space to work with.
Absolutely.
And that will,
Yeah, just like that. All right, nice stroke there by Margaret. All right, I love that she drew out of that too. That was a great call, Susan. Mm-hmm. She drew out of that, giving herself a little more room. It actually straightens out the shot some for her. Less angle. Smart play by Margaret.
She's using a little bit of left here, so she'll use both rails.
All right. Slow it down. All right, she's great. Great position there. She's got to cut this 6, but it's just so natural to get to the 7 from this shot. I think she'll be very pleased with this position.
And she's so close to the finish line, I bet she can taste it. Because I can taste it just watching her.
It's amazing how we sometimes feel like we put ourselves in these same positions.
Right.
All right, these 3 balls. Margaret needs to keep it together, stay in her routine. You can see she's doing just that. Fantastic opportunity here for Margaret to finish this matchup and take home the big check.
That I do agree. She does have a great pre-shot routine, and it seems like she does it every single time. And that creates that consistency, right? Granted, besides being a great player and knowing what she's doing, just makes everything that much more solid. She's going forward with this. She probably wanted to get a little bit further out, but that's okay. There's still plenty of room. She's right-handed. Got down a little bit faster than I usually see her get down, but I'm sure she's excited.
And that's the one.
You can see the excitement on her.
Congratulations to Margaret Fefilova Steyer on winning her first WPBA event title. Congratulations. She is your 2024 Olhausen Colorado Classic champion. Also, congratulations to Miss Pia Filler for a fantastic event. Runner-up is nothing to be ashamed of.
Right.
I want to say thank you to Susan Williams and all the other people that came in to commentate this weekend. We are super grateful here at the WPBA. You guys, don't go anywhere. I'm going to get these names drawn up for the giveaway. If you are, if you have donated to the stream on the final day, you will be a part of this drawing. We're going to pull back, try to get the microphones kind of hanging out the window, see if we can pull back on the view so you guys can see everything at home.
Yeah, I think Jerry is getting ready to do the announcements and the presentations. There's 2 trophies to be given out. They've got to take some pictures, right, with the
There's the
first and
trophies
second
right
place.
there.
And there's our photographers on hand. Corby and
And Erwin,
Erwin are here on hand.
to take some pictures of the ladies, and we will be. I'm gonna see if I can get my mics to pick up some outside noise, folks. So stay with me. I'm gonna mute us for a second. We'll see what we can come up with. Thank you, Susan Williams.
Thank you, Lonnie. Have a good day, everyone.
All right, everybody, this is Lonnie Fox Raymond. I think I have adjusted the microphones. Hopefully they can kill the overhead music enough that you guys can hear the background noise. Not sure, can you guys hear the background noise? Can someone in the chat let me know? Hello, hello, everyone out there. This is Lonnie Fox Raymond. I am curious if everyone at home can hear the background noise that's going on in the room. I know it's going to be difficult. They will try to use the microphone for the overhead. So, okay, cool. Thank you so much. We're doing our best, folks. Let's see if we can't get some more sound for you. All right, you guys, we'll be back in a bit with the drawing, so enjoy.
I get that. Those guys come out with the right hands. It's like, no, I'm not sure. That's right. That's it.
All right, we're going to do the trophy presentation. First off, if we would like to present the trophy for runner-up. Dan from Olhausen is going to come over here and present the trophy to our runner-up participant. Let's hear it for Miss Fefilova. Thank you so much. Congratulations, Pia. And it's an awesome champion trophy to our champion, Margarita, Fefilova,
And you guys too.
Let's hear it, guys. Does anyone want to see her defend her title next year here? I think Olhausen had a lot to do with this event going off. We also had some other great sponsors, Adam Burke, Fodor, Billiards, and others that are listed up on our banners here. Let's take a couple pictures of the champion, and then I'd like to get the whole Olhausen team down here. The Felt Billiards team down here. Obviously Sam Deep. And can I also get any other WPBA members down here too, please? Thank you so much. Can I get a picture with the two of you together, please? With your both here, please. And I'm going to embarrass Sam here just a little bit, but Miss Sam Deep is the main reason we got this event here. She's been doing so much for women's pool, the juniors program, so I just really want to give a warm round of applause for everything that she's done to pull this together. And everybody came together without her, so we love to do more and more fantastic things to these, so thank you so much. I'd like to have you get a picture with the two champions here.
Wes, you want to do a favor? While this is happening, can you cut these names out for me?
All right, let's get the whole Olhausen team in there now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Felt team is ready first. Fellas, they look at each other. Is that us? Come on, let's get some of this. All right, we got the birthday girl. Happy family. Awesome, awesome. Thank you guys. And now the Olhausen team, please. And family. Fill it all in. Felt guys, don't go too far. Don't go too far. We're going to do one with all of us somehow. All right, step forward, please. Make sure you get those flip flops in there. Come on. Hold on, we have more. Here are the kids. You might have to put one over on this side. You should move over a little bit. Great. Hey, you guys look great. Alright, can we get Felt in there? And Dean, you and I are going to get in there too. Oh, here comes Adam. Let's get a picture with Adam Burke and the two champions, please. Here we go. All right, the last thing is I'd like to give each player just a second. Pia, after you're done signing that. Just wanted to give you the microphone here and just tell us a little bit about your experience and what you're doing in this moment.
Hello, I don't like talking. Yeah, thank you to everybody involved for being participating and had a great time, even though I was crying very much jet lag from 14-hour time difference. I really enjoyed it. It's a great pool room. The staff is great, the people are great, the food is great, the conditions are great. So I hope we will be back next year. And thanks so much for sharing me on. And yeah, bye bye.
And we will hear from our champion after she's done signing. We're gonna have to get a different marker. All right.
Oh my God, that's really good. Where am I looking? Here? Okay, perfect. Thanks to everyone for your support. Without you, it wouldn't be possible. I personally think that WPBA is one of the most meaningful works in the world, and it's such a pleasure to play it every time. I really enjoy it, and thanks to everyone who's tuning in for watching live.
Wait for me, I can go too.
And thanks so much.
Come on, I'm going to the bathroom, okay?
My sponsors love you so much. Thank you.
Congratulations. All right, let's hear it for these two champions. They're going to be in finals from other matches. Our next event of the WPBA is just in 2 weeks in Kentucky. If you've enjoyed this experience as a fan this whole week, please reach out to these two guys over here. Patronize their business like crazy. Let them know that you want to see us back next year, and let's blow this up, make it a huge event. Appreciate you guys.
Watch this. I need something to stick it in so I can spin her around. All right, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about the madness. This is Lonnie Fox Raymond. Hope you guys got to hear as much of that as possible. I know it's super difficult. My microphones were drastically far away from the playing surface, so hopefully I was able to give you some content on that. I do have all the pieces and parts, and I got stopped a couple times, so we got signatures from Ashley Benoit also on your scorekeeper. And right now I am just looking for something that I can put all of these names. The shout out to Wesley for cutting up everyone's names and making it so I can draw. All right, so I'm going to put all of these in this little bag here. Let me get it figured out for you folks at home. I know there's a lot going on, right? This is the end of the event. It's super fun. Shout out to all the fans and the people who donated to the stream for this event. I'll need you, whoever wins this, to reach out to the WPBA. Ship us your email or email the WPBA with your address and name. And I will mail this out as soon as I get home. Sorry, this microphone's cutting out kind of funny. Okay. Hi, everybody. All right, so I put everybody's names inside this little bag here. I had to find a bag, and like I said, shout out to Wesley because he helped me cut up all the names, and it's going to be a good one. This is for our giveaway here at the WPBA for our stream fans. And they're all stuck together. I can't just get one. Okay, I got one. Cindy Kramer. Cindy Kramer. Cindy Kramer. That's you, baby. You are the winner. So please reach out to the WPBA. Online there is on our website at WPBA.com. You can find the email to either the office or to Christy, Dean, or Jerry, and send them your address, and we will get this shipped out this week when I get back to Michigan. So once again, I just want to say thank you to all our sponsors. Thanks to all the fans. We are so grateful to have you. Thanks to the players for another amazing event and all the people involved in making that happen. Congratulations to Pia Filler on a fantastic runner-up event. And of course to Margarita Fefilova for her first time as a title champion here at the WPBA. So I'm going to throw our sponsorship commercials, and once again, why the ladies of the WPBA love this tour so much. And we'll see you at the next one in just 10 days, I think, in Louisville at Rail Yards for the Napa Q-Speed Invitational.
I love WPBA because it's like a big family and we feel so warm.
The sisterhood amongst the women. One of the greatest gifts I've ever gotten out of pool were the friendships that I've built from them.
What I like most about the WPBA is their continued support for women's pool.
I love the camaraderie and the competitiveness of the WPBA players.
WPBA gives us a chance, a stage to compete and show our passion.
The WPBA always supports us in that every tournament we go to, they will always take care of us.
What I love about the WPBA are all the fierce competitors out there.
The competitiveness.
I love the equipment at the WPBA.
I like the most about WPBA that they keep continuing to support women's sport throughout so many years.
What I love about the WPBA are the fans.
What I love most about the WPBA is that we're all kind of like one big family.
I love that the WPBA brings great competition from around the world.
The WPBA has been a huge part of the growth of women's pool, and I love them for that.